Hey friends, Charles from the Gentleman's Journey here. Guys, in this video, I'm in Sweet Home, Alabama. Guys, we're backpacking in, cooking an awesome steak, and then sleeping under a tarp. Come along for the journey. This is a sign for the Alabama Trail. So what do you know, friends? We are in Alabama. Like I said in some videos before, we were gonna be making our way out of Florida. Now guys, we are up just a little bit north and we're in the bottom end of Alabama in a state forest. So friends, we're gonna be hiking a little ways in. I got everything on my back again. We're backpacking in. Instead of a tent or some kind of shelter, today I'm actually gonna be sleeping under a tarp. I went out to Walmart and got like a 9x12 and I have some guy lines. It's gonna be really fun setting up this little situation. Keeping an eye on Walter because they are actually alligators. So we left Florida, but we're still dealing with alligators over here. Check that out, all the water is going in that little hole right there. Some kind of overflow situation that they have going on there. I wonder if it lets out over here into some kind of culvert. I see a creek and a little bit of water back there, but it's hard to see. Check out this road system they're doing. They got some big old equipment coming through here. I'm already scoping out firewood. Check this out, friends. All kinds of good stuff. What are you doing? What are you doing? I think this is it, guys. Right here behind me, I'm gonna have a little lean-to situation. I'm gonna be blocking the wind that's coming, and then I'll have my fire and cook my meal. We got steak. We got an awesome dinner tonight, guys, so I'm gonna cook that right here. So I like loops. I just tied a loop in this and I looped it around the end of the trekking pole, and then I'm gonna come down and anchor this. Halfway down I have a trucker's hitch right there, so I have that loop ready. I'm gonna come and anchor this real quick somewhere down here by Walter. I'll come and anchor that in the ground, and with this I can even tie around once. Then what's really gonna get it tight, and see now, is that trucker's hitch. So I can put a lot of tension on that and then tie that off. So these loops are super handy, and that way I can use this in the future either for another guy outline or something else. But see, there's that trucker's hitch right there, and the end of this I even tied a loop on. And then down by Walter, hey buddy, we got it anchored in right there. So I'm going to show you guys quickly two different ways to put this stake through. So you'll realize that this stake doesn't fit through that grommet hole. So what I did is I just shoved the end of the rope through and then put it stick through, and you can pull all kinds of pressure. As long as you keep that tight, that's not going to go anywhere. Well, another thing that I did is I got this little 10-inch string here, tied a loop in it, and let me show you what I'm going to do with that. So on this guy, friends, I'm just going to shove it through there, and now I got it tied off, and now you have this little rope that you can really put some pressure on, and now I can drive that stake in there. Look at that. So two different little ways that both work really good in my estimation. Check it out, friends. How cool is that? That thing's actually quite a bit bigger than I thought it would be. So here we are, guys, to tell you what it took to get this thing up. So I have two trekking poles that clearly could have been sticks out here that I found. I have 4 guy lines, and then I have 6 stakes is the minimal that I think this thing could use. I put 2 extra across the back, so I'm using 8 stakes. And these guy lines, you know, could be various lengths, but honestly, it doesn't take that much. Now, I went against my rules and I ended up getting this braided camo cord. I bought 2 of these for 50 feet each. They were $2.75 a pack. So guys, $2.75 in some cord. I didn't even use paracord because that's just too bulky and too big for what we need here. I usually like to have something high visibility like orange or blue or something crazy. I had this camo because that's all they had, but now you're looking out for guy lines and I trip over them all the time, so I might be tripping over these, have to reset it. I was looking at these little grommet hooks and they don't put them in the exact same spot all around the tarp. So on the left side here, you'll see there's 1 grommet in between the middle, the top and the bottom here, and on this side there's none, but it's still about as straight as it could be, so has a nice high lean-to. I'm gonna go ahead and get my camping stuff set up in there. I'm gonna start chopping some wood, and then we're cooking that steak out here. I actually brought the floor to my hot tent. I'm gonna go ahead and lay that out in here, get these pine cones and other stuff like that picked up so that I can keep as many ticks and bugs off of me. So friends, everything can get lost out here, especially that camo rope, but something like the bag to my little pillow or the ground tarp or my Arab mattress, guys, I take everything and I stuff it inside the sack for my sleeping bag. So at least I have that as a standard practice, and then that is gonna go inside my hiking bag. That way I lose as least stuff as possible. I'm gonna slip into my earthing harmony. Guys, I take these out every time I get to camp. I just love them. It's really soft out here, and these are my grounding shoes. I have a whole video on these. They are slippery. I thought this would get scuffed up. You can see it shine there. They're still slippery, so when I'm walking around different leaves and grass, it actually is. I don't have a lot of traction though. All right, there we are, ready to rock and roll. All hippie style and everything. So Walter just dragged this whole branch into camp, so he's getting half the firewood that we're gonna need tonight all on his own. And I know Walter's trying to tell me that it's time to go collect firewood and get off my butt. But friends, I need some protein, so I picked up a little elk snack at the gas station. Come here, Walter. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Well, friends, that's likely all the firewood we're gonna need because we're actually cooking out on my little flat fold stove here. So friends, if you check out my Alone in the Everglades video, guys, that one needs to get more love. That was an awesome video. I got airboated out to the Everglades and I was alone on an island overnight. I used this little stove to cook on, so we're using that again tonight. I really like it. Look how small it folds up to. This is like a puzzle for adults, you know? You get to sit here and pretty much play with Legos. And this guy crisscrosses. And we're cooking steak, friends. You can feed the branches right through here. Friends, I'm just gonna split this up because it burns quite a bit better once it's split. The logs take a while to catch, so we're just gonna split about half of these up because I want to make sure once I start cooking that steak that I don't have to stop and goof around. So friends, the drink for today is the St. James organic green tea. So I actually like green tea quite a bit. The problem is I usually get the bad stuff, the Arizona peace tea and green tea. So let's see how this one is. Cheers for watching. That's awesome. It's a little bit sweet, but not too much. I'm trying to see. So it has some sweetener in there, and it's pretty good. That hits the spot. So guys, I'm gonna put these little feather sticks in there. Got some fat wood handy. I have these SWS fire starters. Guys, I'll have a link to them in the description. Really neat company to work with. I actually bought these on my own when I did my 10 fire starter video. 10 fire starters for 2025. And then they reached back out to me, and I'm gonna do some more stuff with them. But you can see here kind of what it's made of. It's almost fibrous, almost like a really compact cotton ball. There it goes. All right, so you can see it there catching. That's gonna give me a nice long burn time. So now I can just start filling it with all my little sticks. Again, you want to make sure and have lots of little stuff ready so that you don't get to this point and then you start looking for your firewoods. Jeez, it's butter flammable. Jeez. Alright friends, I was today years old when I found out butter is flammable. I had no idea. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen butter light on fire before. At any rate guys, here's my steak. I went ahead and pre-chopped it. These are sirloin steak right here. And I put some seasoning in there, so it should be ready to go. So I'm kind of happy I only used half the butter, so now I still have more butter to put back in there. Friends, I brought some beans here. This is about half a can of beans. I was gonna dirty another pot, but I figured, you know what, let's just go straight in with it. So it's gonna be kind of like a steak chili for dinner tonight. I will tell you what guys, this dinner is ready to go. Let's see if I can serve myself without waking up you know who, because I'm not ready to give him his dog food yet. I just want to chow down. Look at that. Now we got a nice little fire. Uh-oh. Hope he doesn't smell it. Yep. Those beans were awesome. They added a nice little flavor. I seasoned this with Danos, the original, and with those beans. That is a warm, tasty little meal. I don't think I told you guys, but we are not doing breakfast this morning. I'm gonna get out of here pretty early. So I only had to carry in one meal for Walter. So we're gonna give him breakfast and me breakfast when we get home tomorrow. There you go, buddy. So friends, shrimp and grits last week, steak and beans this week. Let me know in the comments if there's a recipe that you guys think I should check out, and I might just use it in a future video. And we are gonna roach out this cup as well. Latte for the win tonight. Check it out, friends. I got a freeze-dried ice cream sandwich. All right, so I got into it, and I couldn't believe that it still has the little packaging like you come to expect. Man, that is weird. It's almost doing everything I want an ice cream sandwich to do. You know what, guys? If you're at Walmart, go into the sporting goods section and grab yourself one. They're like $4. They're kind of expensive, but you got to give it a try. And if you do give it a try, come back on a video in the comments and let me know that you tried it, because honestly, that was really fun. I was carrying on about the ice cream sandwich and let the fire go out, so now my coffee's running behind. But let's get a little temperature check. So right now we're at what, 68? We'll catch back later on tonight, because check it out guys, no walls. We're gonna be sleeping out here just completely in the open, and it's supposed to get into the 40s, so we'll keep an eye on this thing tonight. So that's kind of one reason why I don't want to cook with my camp cup because then this thing would be roached out. At least it's clean. It is hot when I drink out of it, but at least I don't roach it out like that. Oh, still a little too hot to drink. Now check it out, guys. It has gotten dark around us. Walter just ditched out. He's out walking around sniffing and doing whatever Walter does, but we're gonna have some coffee and take a look at camp, see what we can clean up. I'm gonna try to put the food a little ways off just because there's those bobcats and I'm completely exposed. Here's one last look over the lake, guys. It's pretty pixelated, I know, but look how beautiful. I went up from the lake to get away from that wind, and I figured we probably don't need any alligators coming into our camp tonight. Friends, if you can see the wind blowing and all the pollen and moisture in the wind, you can see that I set up the shelter in the right position. So all that buildup on the shelter right there is a bunch of pollen. We already have moisture, so I'm gonna be sleeping about 2.5 feet in, and that's coming down to the ground. That's why I wanted this particular setup, because it's really windy. All you have to do is go 50 yards closer towards the water there, and it picks up several miles per hour. Guys, I ran that fire for quite some time, then I just let it die out because, you know, it dies within 3 minutes of when you stop feeding it. I was trying to smoke it out in here and get all the bugs and stuff because the bugs have been absolutely nuts, but I'm gonna get inside my mummy bag and try to close down my face as much as possible. I've went out walking a couple times, and guys, the ground is just covered in a sea of little eyes staring at you. I've never seen so many spiders. I have looked outside the tent and I don't see quite as many right around here. But let me tell you, there's been mosquitoes, big bugs, and this is no joke. A quick check of the temperature, guys, and I'm seeing right at 60 degrees. So it's actually gonna get down to 44 tonight. All right, friends, so I'm all tucked into bed. I got Walter tucked in. Guys, we have the front and the back and the entire side open, exposed to the elements. It's gonna drop again like closer to 44 degrees come morning. So we'll see how we do tonight. We don't have a fire, we just have the sleeping bag, and Walter has his fur. So friends, I think we'll be good, but I got a chance to call my wife. I prayed with her. Friends, we pray every single night, and I want to pray for you too. If you have any prayer requests, make sure and drop them in the comments. We'd love to pray with you guys. Friends, I'm gonna go ahead and catch up with you in the morning, and we'll see you then. Hey, good morning, guys. Well, we made it through the night, and check it out. Don't have to open up any zippers. Quick look at the temp, guys, and it is right at 40, just like they said it would get down to. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? And he is absolutely jazzed. And so am I, guys. Check out this view. We got an amazing lake all behind me. Guys, the tarp made it. We didn't lose a single guy line or stake or anything. So I slept really good in there. The wind was coming all night long. Sometimes it got loud and would wake me up. But I did sleep very good inside my sleeping bag. I cinched it down tighter than I normally do. Anything exposed was cold, but honestly, I did pretty good. Walter, I checked him throughout the night. He could rub under his chest or something. This dude runs hot because he was warm. He didn't shake or cry or anything the whole night. I don't know if you guys can see all the pollen on there. Whew. If you're allergic, this would not be the place for you. Well friends, this place sure served us well, but I'll tell you what, I did not pack in any breakfast for this trip because we actually have to get down the road. We got reservations that we got to get to. So friends, I'm gonna go back and have a nice breakfast with my wife, and I am going to hyperlapse out of here. So I'll meet you guys at the end of the trail. And there it is, friends. We made our way back to the old Alabama Trail sign. Now guys, that was a bit of a walk for the morning and I've worked up an appetite, so I'm gonna go and make some breakfast. But guys, I sure hope that you are enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. You know, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe and maybe even share this video with a friend. Trying to make this our main thing. So guys, we appreciate you guys so much. From adventure to the next adventure, be blessed.